So in this session we are going to see the complete orientation of array list. This concept is very important for you to create logic in a easy way. Instead of writing user defined routines, you can use the existing methods, built-in methods, and you can play with the arrays. Okay, so for the purpose only, in the util package of Java we have this array list class. Okay, so this is nothing but your data structure. So how can I use it in a proper way? That's what we are going to see step by step. This is having some 18 questions. If I cover these 18 questions, I am an expert in array list. If they have given any problem based on any real-time problems that can be solved using array list, you can solve it. You will get that confidence. Okay, so that is the thing I want to stress here. So I want to get it done through an online compiler. So normally I will be using this JDoodle, right? I found something to be convenient from the past days. I was doing good on this compilers. Else, if you have installed JDK in your machine, it's ready to work for you also, right? Even I have that, but I found it's very easy for us to manage, right? First question: how can an array list can be created? Okay, how can an array list can be created? There are three methods are there for creating the array list. Okay, there are three methods are there for creating the array list. See that the first method. So first array list I am creating integer. Second array list I am creating a string. That means it would be like this. So first one could be a set of numbers. Second one could be set of what do you call string. Third one could be set of lists, right? So I am creating the array list from the existing list. See that list one is the object I have created for the class array list. So for this class I am using the object for the class array list is list 3. Using list 1 I am populating list 3, right? Data of list 1 can be loaded in list 3. Okay, so using existing array list I can create a new list. By giving the capacity I can create the new list. By using the default constructor I can create a new list. So there are three methods are there, three ways are there to create array list. For example, if I'm going to execute this program, what will happen? What will happen? I think you can open up your mic. This could not be your regular session, right? Open up your mic and you can respond. It may be right or wrong. Just we are learning, right? You can open up your mic, every one of you, and respond for this. What would be the output of this? Anyone? Anyone? What would be the output of this? Yes, you can open up your mic and speak. No issues. Yes. See, right or wrong, you have to speak here first. Shall I tell name and make you to wake up then? I think that will not be fine. You can involve here. Nothing wrong in that. You could spoke. Tamilarasi, what's the response of this question? What is the answer for this question? It's not visible. Yes, how about now? It's okay? Yes, now it would be clear, right? What is the output of this program? That's my question. We are learning, right? Right or wrong? You can convey your answer. I have not given any print statements here. So ultimately, I won't get any output here. Okay, so I won't get any output here. But this program will convey error. Why? Anybody of you? This program will convey error. Why? Integer value in string. Where I have given integer value string? I have not given anywhere else. First one is integer. List 1 is integer. List 2 is string. List 3 is integer. List 3 is integer. List 1 is also integer. So list 1 data is populated in list 3. That's all. Here I am creating only the objects. I am not creating in the complete list. I am not adding any elements here. Okay. While I am going to execute this, I will get a error. Why? See this. What it is mentioning? Error cannot find symbol. What does it mean? Error cannot find symbol. It represents that array list is the content that cannot be recognized by the program. So how to rectify that? Anyone? Any answers? Any response for this? Yes, every one of you, why you are being silent? This could not be your regular session. You can open up and speak. It's right or wrong. Yes, Hayat Basha, why don't you respond? Hayat Basha. Why it is giving error? You don't know. At least you can say the answer, I don't know. It states that you are alive. Jagadeep, what's the answer? What would be the answer? Why it is conveying error? Why it is conveying error?
Sir, println statement is not there.
Println statement is not there. Okay.
System.out.
Okay. Very good. You are making an attempt, right? Jairaj? Why it is conveying error? Nothing is initialized. So that it is conveying error. Okay, that's a very good attempt. What about Kritika? Kritika, yes.
Sir, same, so nothing has been initialized.
Nothing has been initialized. See, you have to understood in a better way that if I am going to get this error for everyone, cannot find a symbol. It states that the program could not be able to understand what is array list. That means you have to introduce about this array list. So who will have the responsibility? That corresponding package. Import java.util.star. Okay, within this util package only, this array list class is available. We have seen the concept of package, right? Package is nothing but collection of classes. So this is a built-in class. This built-in class is available inside this built-in package. So if I am going to give this, ultimately, this array list can be recognized by the my class program. Okay. Now I have changed this. Let me run the program. Executed. Now you got blank screen. See, error have gone. Do you understand that? What is the purpose of this import statement? Likewise in your C and C++. Right? If I need to use array list in my program, I have to use this util package. So within util package only, my array list class is available. Clear? So it had worked. Okay. And some students have made me call, sir, how to use GitHub. So likewise, see, this is the way to study the subject part. That is the main thing. Instead of going through PPTs and other thing, going through textbooks, just likewise take the program from a tutorial website, copy and paste in your online compiler or your local JDK, or if you have installed IBM Eclipse in your machine, use that, run the program, understand why this output is coming, then what you have to do, go and open your GitHub. Whenever you are going to do any operations, any programs, just you can upload that program in the GitHub parallelly. I know that still most of the students have not created GitHub, but since we are in the branch of computer science and engineering, we should exhibit to the world that I am a programmer. Okay, so that's mandatory. So how to add the program? Repositories. So Wipro Talent Next 2020, I want to choose this thing because this is the place where I will store more number of Java programs. Okay, I want to add a file. How to add a file? Click this add file, create new file. I'm going to create a file. Right? No need to copy, no need to do the thing. So what I'm going to do there is, already I have copied the program, right? Just to copy this program. Control C, copy, go to GitHub. So give some name, make it as 1.java. Likewise, give that file name so that GitHub will recognize that it is a Java program. Control V, that's it. So I have given class file name as 1. So just to change the class name also 1. That's all. Right? That's it. It's over. Save it. Commit new file. That's what the save command here. Commit new file. You have added a program in our GitHub. Just if you go and see your front page, that will show you a green color mark that you have did a program today. This is the way to use the thing. See that what is today? August 12. I have made one contribution. See that yesterday I have made one contribution. These white bars are nothing but I have not did anything on these days. But for you students, it should be in green color in all the days. It states that you are daily practicing something and you are learning on the way. Right? So that's the idea. Okay, first thing we have cleared. Second thing, see this question. How to increase the capacity of an array list? How to increase the current capacity of an array list? For that we have a method called ensure capacity. These are all built-in methods. Okay, so to understand that, what I can do, just to copy this code, go back to our doodle, right? Remove this code and paste your new code. That's it. Okay. So check that. Now the list is created. We have created a list consists of string, and the list capacity is going to hold. So see, this is one you have to understand. See, now list can hold 10 elements. Default initial capacity of the array list pertaining to string is going to my 10 elements, but now I'm going to increase the capacity using 20. See, understand this. This could be an interesting MCQ here. The default capacity of the initial capacity of an array list is going to hold 10 elements only. If I'm going to give empty parenthesis, if I'm going to increase the capacity, means that I need to use ensure capacity, that the list can hold 20 elements. Okay. Now, one of you tell me what is the output of this program. What is the output of this program? See, you have to start speaking, right? I'll be telling you it's right or wrong. Just you convey first. That's very important. We are out of first year. We are in the department. We have to speak up. Please. I have to convey the name, right? To call anyone. There is no voluntarity here. Lakshmanan, please respond. What would be the answer? Lakshmanan. Blank, sir. I don't know. I could able to take like that. Or the answer is blank. No output. Very good. Right? Ultimately, because we are not given any print statement, just we are going to execute this. Let us execute this. Very good. Blank. Right? No output. So we have learnt two things now. Third one. how to decrease the capacity of the array list from the current size. Okay, so for that, the method what I have to use, I have to use the method trim to size. Let us check. Copy, go to our doodle. So I think before that, why don't we copy this program in our GitHub? That's the best idea, right? How to do that? Copy, go to GitHub, my repository, because practicing and doing it parallelly will give you a confident, an interest will be created, right? I am executing something and I am doing it in regular passion, right? Passion drives you to so many places instead of concentrating something which are making to negate us. I have stored it and take it as second, okay? Because class name and file name must be same, right? That's all. We have created 2 files today in the GitHub. Now, what could be our next session? We'll delete this. From here, we'll copy. We'll go back and we'll paste here. So initially the list hold 10 elements. We have converted that capacity into 20. I have added 4 strings. Now I am reducing the capacity to the current size of the array list. See that? This is very, very important. What would be the output of this program again? Anyone? What would be the output of this program? Yes, very good, Lakshmi. That could be the no output, right? Ultimately, I am not printing anything here. Okay, I am not printing anything here. Ultimately, there won't be no output. But what could be the understanding? Initially, we have 10 elements. I have 10 as the capacity. I have converted it into 20. Okay, I have utilized 4 places in that. Okay, 4 unit places in that. So remaining, I have 16 places are empty. Now 16 places are converted into 10 places. In the 10 places, 4 elements are being occupied. So remaining, what will happen? I have only 6 places will be there, right? So that could be the logic behind this, but it was not exhibited here. You can introduce some dummy prints over there and you could be able to see. Okay, so that's interesting, right? Next, how do you find the number of elements present in the array list? How would you find it? So for that, you have to use size method. Okay, size method. So I think from here onwards, you can start seeing the outputs that will cherish you. So as usual, what we have to do, we have to copy this program and go to our GitHub, copy, go to our GitHub, add file, create a new file. Yes. So tree.java, Control V. Change the class name. Right. So here onwards, when you are going to learn your OOP subject, you have to do in this way only. Okay. That's the pace. That's the pace of learning. So you won't memorize anything. You can understand, execute, understand, and move forward. While you are checking outputs, if you are not able to understand any section of outputs, that you can discuss with us. Teachers are here, right? 4 teachers are here to help you for Java. You can ask us because we are available in your WhatsApp group also. When you are not going to move forward, when you are getting any help on this, you can talk to us. So this program, let us check. Copy and go to our doodle, Control V. Right, we'll see the output live. No need to see any tag statements. See that here I have used double. That means I am using the extended floating point values, double. So because I have added all floating point numbers, I am printing the list as well as I am printing the size of the list. How I am computing the size of the list? Using the method size, list.size. This is the method that will return number of elements present in the list. Okay, so list is nothing but the object. I have created a list. List is the object. Using that list, I am adding the elements in the list. So to add elements in the list, what is the method I have to use? Add. If it is a number, you can give as it is. If it is a string, if you are going to create a string array list, what you have to do? You have to insert using double quotes. Add of double quotes. Within double quotes, you have to give the string. That's the thing. Right now, what would be the output? If you are going to execute, I will get all the elements in the list, right? So if I print list object, automatically it will print all the elements. Do you understand this? I have not used for loop. Yes, have you seen that? Because we have 5 elements. For printing only one element only we have learnt till now in a normal variable. See the behavior of object. The object, without any for loop, it is ready to print all the elements which are stored in the object. Have you got it? That's the powerfulness of this data structure. So size of array list is 5. How many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 elements are there. So that has been done. See, for example, I want to add one more element. Shall I add and see list dot add of 6.6. I have did like this. So what is the answer? Let us execute and see. Yes. Now the 6.6 also added in the list. Size of the array list is going to be 6. Right? So this is the way of learning the programming subjects, not only Java, any programming subjects. Wherever you are going to see even pseudocodes, right? So while you are going to learn, you have to learn in this way. Ultimately, what will happen? You won't mug up the subject. You will understand and move forward. That is the thing that we are expecting you to do. Right? So no need to study specifically for examination if you practice this daily, because daily we are not teaching more than 10 or 15 concepts. We are restricting up to your level. So in that case, you can manage it and move forward. Our PPTs are available in your Google Classroom. We are posting our video lecture in your class group. So using that, you can practice, store it in GitHub regularly. On practice, you could be able to understand what you have learned. Okay, so 4 programs we have executed. And next, computed the size. Next, how to find out whether a given array list is empty or not. To find out whether the list is empty or not. See, this method is very important when you are going to work with your placement. Right? Some places you have to use to find out the list is empty or not. Okay, so sorry. This is the place that I need to add my code and check. We'll check here. Now I don't have any element, right? So what it will convey? It will convey list is empty. Ultimately, output will come as true. It will yield a Boolean value. Is empty. It will yield a Boolean value. Okay. So we are storing a double array. Okay. So we'll execute. What is the output we will get? It is returning true, right? For example, I am going to change here 2. What is the value I will get? What is the output I will get? Any one of you? Even you can type in the chat. I found you are interacting very good. Even if you're not opening mic, you are chatting in the box. That's good. Yes, yes. False. False would be the output. Any other answers apart from this? I'll get answers either true or false, right? Apart from that, I don't get any output. I'm getting all false, right? Why true won't come? Why true won't come here? Let me execute and see. Huh? Everyone have typed false, right? But it came true. Huh? Everyone typed false, but it came true. Why? Why? Because I have added 2 here, right? I have added elements 2, right? I have reserved space for 2 elements. Okay, don't mean that if I'm going to do like this only it will come true, because see, without using for loop I am printing the data using the object list itself. That means when the object is going to be created and the spaces are reserved, it states that 2 data is going to be occupied. So what does it mean physically, how it will happen, to demonstrate why it had given sorry, why it had given true, I will tell you. See, this is my array. Okay, so this is my array list. I show this is my array list. I have created 2 locations. Okay, it's a double array. Okay, so initially if it was like that, don't assume like that. Once we have mapped with the list object here. Okay, we have mapped with the list object here. So what will happen? The default value of double will be stored here. What is the default value of double? 0.0, 0.0. That will be available here. Okay, even if you print, it won't print anything. But the thing is, you'll understand and move forward. Okay, so here we'll print system dot out dot println of list. Let us check. Since we allocated spaces, let us check what will happen. So learning only. See that I got initialized. Okay, that will not show you 0.0, 0.0 here. I got initialized, but I am printing the empty list, because if I need to add anything, I have to add using the add method only. Okay, internally what will happen? This is the status 0.0, 0.0 point. Okay, I think not such like 0.0, 0.0. It is available there. The 2 spaces are created for double elements. Okay, so if I am going to add like this, then you could able to see the data. So for example, list dot add of for example 1.5. Next, list dot add of 1.8. So like this I have added. Now if you run the program, that's it. Return you false. See that list is empty. Is empty. Now it is empty. No, it was filled because we have filled it using 1.5 and 1.8. It states that it is returning false. Right. So this is the way of learning the content. Okay. So that is the idea that I want to bring it here about this empty method. Okay. So let us copy this program and see, I need your feedback. Shall we go like this or shall we change the pattern of learning? Because it's our class, we can customize ourselves. Your feedback please. Shall we go like this? Still we have 5 more minutes only. You can convey, because we have one more section on 17th. I'll prepare likewise more number of programs on the day, so we can learn parallelly and fast. Yes, your feedback please. Shall we go in this way or shall we change the pattern of learning? I think people are typing in the chat because I'm not getting any response from the mic. That's what I'm asking again and again. .java. I have created a new file. Right, it's creating. Yes, we go like this. So we are getting a good response. Fine. And the next method, to check whether the given element is present or not in the array list. Right? So you have a list. It is like linear sets. Remember your linear sets that you will be learning in your data structure also. It might be you have learned in your what do you call in your Python also, right? The list consists of set of elements. From that, I'm going to find out whether the given element is available or not. So how to do that? For that, the method is contains. Okay, contains is the method. Okay, contains is the method. So here we have 1.1, 11.11, 111.111, 4 ones dot to 4 1. So, but what I'm checking, 111 dot after decimal I'm having 4 ones. So I think this is not available in the list. Okay, first we will print the list. So how to print the list? System dot out dot print of what I have to give within the print. Yes, what I have to give? People are typing in the chat. What I have to type within? I have to print all the elements in the list. So what is the thing I have to give within the print? What is the single one I have to give? So I have to give list, right? The object list, small letter object list. See, you don't need to stick on this, right? List, everything. I can make it because conventionally it is giving very good meaning. Instead of that, I can be able to change it to L. Okay, so what will happen? Nothing. So change it as L and change in L. L dot add, L dot add, L dot add. So finally, I'm going to print my L here. That's all. So I have to check L dot contains. L dot contains. Is it available or not? So this element visibly it is not available to us. Okay. As you print the list, next we will see. Execute. See that list got printed. It is returning false. We can give ln here. List got executed. List is printed. It is returning false because the given element is not available here. Let us check by giving an element whether this element is available because 111.111 is available here. We will check. Execute. Yes, it returned a true, right? So the method contains will help us to check whether the given element is available or not. Okay, so that much interesting the way that we have to convert our learning pace, right? Likewise, the subjects that whatever you are feeling tough to move forward, take in this way. Identify an innovative way to make the engineering interesting. It's in your hands. Okay, instead of complaining on things, we can change. We have the avenue to change, right? So we can change and move forward. So the file is creating. Let us paste the program here and rename it as 6.java. So within half an hour, we have seen 6 programs. That's all. If you spend daily 1 hour on this, you will be a master. Okay. No need to score pass mark. You will be a master. You will be on the top. This is the way to learn, right? Because even from the tutorial, you can understand what these functions are doing. But the help of teacher will be there to understand and move forward in the right direction. That's what I will be conveying you regularly. Okay, so that is the thing. Till now we have seen the number of methods in array list. Again, we will discuss about these methods in the next special class session that's being planned on the subsequent Monday, I think so, right? So we'll meet again. Thank you.